Hey you guys, I thought I would come and just do a quick yoga injury update because I know a lot of you guys had injuries as well. I did that other video talking about my yoga injury. So for those of you that don't know, I was doing a video at home and I basically pulled my hamstring. So to answer a couple of questions that were left on that last video, the one that was most asked was, did I warm up? And I definitely had warmed up at the time because I was doing a video in here, and it was one of the videos that the gym where I go to the classes also run online classes that you can do. It's not the same yoga instructors or anything, but obviously that involves a full warm up and cool down. And that's why I kind of like to do it, because I get the warm up and cool down and the relaxation part, but also I actually do more when I do a video online. You know, I'll cut corners if it's me and think, oh, I'll just do that move after that move and not go through the flow, that kind of thing. So yes, I definitely had warmed up. I'd actually put the class I was doing on pause when I was showing Kev this splits thing that caused me to get the injury. A couple of people had said, you know, go back to yoga, tell the teacher what injury you've got. I thought I had covered that in the video, but knowing me, I probably edited it out or forgot or thought I'd said it and I didn't. So our teacher is great in that she always asks at the beginning of every class. She's there early and she asks if anybody has an injury that she doesn't know about, and to just put your hand up, and she comes over and chats to you. And so I did exactly that and told her that I've got a hamstring injury. So obviously I did go back when I said I was going back that week. And she was great, actually. She was fantastic, because a lot of that class, she was walking around and she was saying, if you've got a hamstring injury, do this on this one, you know, which I'm assuming was directed at me, unless somebody else had a hamstring injury. I didn't hear anybody else saying they had anything. But I thought that was really good. You know, she was just take it easy, and I could feel her sort of walking beside me a lot. So that was really good. I definitely felt something was not right with the class in terms of me psychologically. You know, I wasn't like, yeah, yoga again. I've not got that spark back yet. It's just one of those things. I think I don't know how to get that motivation back, if you know what I mean. And then things were complicated with the mice situation, which I've just done a video on. You know, we had mice and I had all that cleaning and everything to do. And so everything just had to be kind of dropped while I tried to disinfect this house, basically. So I missed, it was at least 2 weeks. I remember I cancelled 2 weeks, and I think I just didn't book for the third one. So I think I missed 3 weeks in total. Like I said, while the whole mouse thing was going on, I just thought it's just not... I was so stressed by the mice thing, and the cleaning thing, I needed to get on top of all of the washing and cleaning and ironing and all that I had to do, rather than going to my yoga class. So I went back last week. No, the week before last. I went back the week before last. And then last week, it turned out our instructor, something's happened. We don't exactly know what's happened with her, but she's not going to be back for a couple of weeks. And so I've had 2 different instructors. And that's been interesting because, for a start, neither of them asked about injuries. But I'm feeling a lot better. I don't think I need to highlight it anymore. But they're very different styles of yoga. You know, today, there was no sun salutations at all, and I don't know whether that's the thing that I need to get back into it, because the first class I went back with Frankie, she's the one that I usually go to, and she does a lot of the flow and the sun salutation going between the flows, you know, and so it's quite, you always break a sweat. Since going back, I've not felt it's that energetic. I don't know whether she calms it down in summer, because even Frankie she did a couple of sun salutations, but not as many, and it wasn't as vigorous a class. You know, it was much more focused on strength, which is not a bad thing at all. It's just I wonder if that's the thing that I enjoyed about it. I don't know. We'll see when Frankie's back and see if she changes things probably every 3 to 4 weeks. She does a whole different type of sequence, you know. But there was Frankie, and then there's been these other 2 girls that are filling in for Frankie, which have been very different. And like I said, not really doing the sun salutations or the flow part of it. I don't even know if that was Vinyasa yoga this morning. It felt like it might have been more hatha yoga. The bit in between all of the moves was the child's pose, so it was all a bit more gentle. So yeah, that's where I'm at with yoga. I'm going back. I went last week. I went today. I've actually now booked for tomorrow as well, because I thought maybe I need to go a bit more. and just get me back into it a bit more, you know. So I'm going to go tomorrow, because tomorrow it's listed as Frankie being down, so I don't know whether she's actually back or not, because supposedly she was off for 2 weeks, but we'll see. And then I've also booked for next week, so yeah, I'm definitely getting back into the groove, but I'm just not feeling the same passion for it. That's typical me, when, you know, when something, it's like, do you know that situation with your partner? I'm sure you guys will have experienced this. You know, when you say you're trying to tell them something and they're not listening, and then you just, well, for me anyway, I'll be like, no, you know what, it doesn't matter, never mind. And he'll be like, no, right, you've got my full attention. I'm like, no, the moment's passed now. It's just, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm not as excited about talking about it anymore. It's done. You know, I'm that type of person. And I think it's the same with this. It's like, I lost the excitement. So hopefully I can get the excitement back by, like I said, doing it a little bit more, being a bit more involved with it, like doing it more than once a week. Yeah, we'll see. But the injury itself, I didn't go back to the physio. I think, did I tell you even about the physio? I can't remember, so let me just quickly go over what was happening, because I think I was about to go to the physio. I went to the physio, I got a physio program from them, and a few people were saying follow the physio's advice to the letter, and that was so funny, because I went to the physio, she said that I had a grade 1 hamstring tear, but it was mild. She thought there may be some nerve impingement because it's catching like at the back of my knee and at the top of my, or at the bottom of my bum cheek, so basically the insertion points of the hamstring. And she gave me this intense program to do, and she told me to not go back to yoga. She told me to stop the yoga I was doing at home, stop all stretches, she said. So I stopped all stretches, and for 4 days I followed exactly what she asked me to, and I did it, and it was quite intense. It was 3 times a day, and there was 3 circuits of the exercises, and there was 4 exercises, and on each of these 4 exercises there was, like, I can't remember now, maybe 15 reps, you know. So it was quite an intense program, and it was all like muscle building, no stretching at all. So I did follow that for 4 days, and the pain in my leg, in the hamstring, was getting worse and worse as I did this. And so I cancelled the appointment with her, stopped doing the program she'd given me, went to yoga on the Tuesday, and it actually felt a bit better afterwards. But I was very, very careful, actually careful, not Kaz careful. I was actually careful in that class, because I was just so, you know, on edge about pushing myself. But actually it felt better after the class, after doing a bit of stretching. So from there I started going back to doing my own yoga stretches that I do every day, which is, I either do a class, I haven't done one since actually, but I either do a class or I do my own sort of stretching routine from the stretches I remember from the class. And it's things I've done over the years actually for physio anyway, for my knees and whatnot. So I did that, and it's felt so much better. I still get a little pain in the back of the knee and a little pain in my bum, but my actual leg is fine. But yeah, I think it will take a long time to properly heal. I remember when I went over my ankle, some of you may remember that, in the hospital, I fell down the stairs and my ankle was so swollen. I had a hairline fracture in my ankle, and that took many, many months. And even now is still weak, you know, I can still go over on my ankle and whatnot. So I think once you've had an injury like that, you've kind of, I'll never be back to 100%. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I thought I would just let you know I've got a busy day today. I've been to yoga. Watson's home already. He will be waking up soon, wanting another walk, so I'll take him for a walk this afternoon. Then I've got neurology this afternoon, so it will be interesting to see what he says. I'll be telling him that I'm on the gabapentin and that the venlafaxine didn't work, because I haven't seen him for 6 months. Because normally he said at this point he would just discharge me, and then there's this list of medication that I can try. But bless him, he wanted to keep me on the books because he said I'm too complicated for the GP. So I'll be interested to see what he says about the dose, and I will come and do an update video about how the gabapentin is working and how the migraine is going, etc. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll speak to you again soon.